Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patty Ann. Um, I've been thinking, with school starting up, I kind of reminisce sometimes of my children starting school, my grandchildren starting school, and I thought of myself, my first day of school, so I thought I'd share a little memory with you. Um, it's gorgeous outside today, so it's about 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm turning my phone carefully so you can see. I'm actually in the back of the church parsonage, um, just sitting out enjoying this gorgeous, gorgeous day. But I was thinking on my first day of school, my mom didn't send me to kindergarten. She waited till first grade. And I remember, I'll never forget, parking and walking in that huge parking lot and going through those double glass doors and just the smell of the school. And I remember we had to turn left to go down the hallway, and my class was the last class on the right, and my teacher's name was Mrs. Bauer. She was a young teacher and hadn't been teaching for just like a couple years, and she was so sweet. But there were several children in there who were scared. They were terrified, actually, and one little boy in particular, his name was Rocky, and he was crying after his mother had left. And I went over and started talking with him, and we were friends all through grade school while I was at that school until we had moved away. And it just made me realize, the kids starting school now, they have to deal with so much more than you and I had ever had to deal with. My main thing I had to deal with is I had to remember to pack my special tennis shoes to school. And because when I was in school, you were not allowed to wear your tennis shoes to school. And then, oh, sorry about that. And then wear them in gym class. We had to have a separate pair of shoes for that. But kids nowadays, when they go to school, they have to worry about being bullied. They have to worry about someone coming in and bringing a gun in. Um, there's so many extra special exams that they're expected to pass, and that are state and mandated. And I think as school is getting ready to approach, we need to remember all of these young people in prayer. The teachers as well, they have a big responsibility. And I know all my grandkids will be starting school, except, well, school, one's in college and one is doing classes for nursing to take care of elderly. But the rest are all in high school and in elementary school. But my three grandsons, this is shaking really bad, so I'm going to hold it with my hand. My three grandsons that are moving to Haiti will be just moving to a new country, and they will be starting a new school within 1 week. Now, it's a very small school. One is actually going to be a first grader, I believe, and one is going to be a fourth grader. And they're going to be in the same classroom. Now, of course, some of the subjects can be taught as a whole, and other ones, will be taught individually. But they're scared. There'll be a little bit to them that will be scared, and understandably so. But I just think that we really need to be praying for these young children. I just was going to move this around so you can see a little bit more of the area that I live in. Here's the parsonage to the church. But so that we can be praying for them. I know that the first day of school for my grandkids, to me, I always pray. Pray the night before that they rest well. Pray that they find good friends to hang with. You know what I mean? And that they're not so easily influenced by someone who's going to be taking them down the wrong path, per se. And so I think it would be nice if we think of all the young ones starting school. Remember You hear that thunder? It's nice, it's beautiful, but boy, there's some thunder going on somewhere. But yeah, and I remember after my first day of school, my parents picked me up, and I went home to a new house. My parents had finished moving that day, and it was in the same school district, and I was blessed to live beside my grandparents until I was in fifth grade. We ended up moving, and then they ended up moving as well. But my grandma and grandpa shepherd. My grandpa always wore bib overalls, and oh my gosh, was he a worker. I'm going to switch hands here. Was he a worker? There was no sitting still. If he seen you not doing something, buddy, oh boy, let me tell you, he would find something real quick for you to do. I remember he was so meticulous about his yard, and he taught me how to mow. And for that, I'm thankful. I love mowing. I don't get to mow here. We have trustees and stuff that take care of the church property. But he taught me how to mow, and my grandma, she was a feisty little thing. She was tiny. Her name was Emily, and his name was Jean. And she loved her some garage selling. She was a garage sale queen. They say dynamite comes in small packages. That did with my grandma. But I was blessed to live by them for 5 years, and helped them with the garden and mowing, and they had apple trees, and we had a big pump on a concrete slab in the middle of our houses, of our properties. And I remember one time I was playing, and I always ran barefoot. I couldn't stand shoes. And I got a long, skinny nail that was probably easily that long. Went up my hill. And here comes my grandpa, because let me tell you, this Patty Ann was just screaming. And he came with a pair of pliers and pulled that out of my foot. And it was just wonderful, wonderful growing up beside them. I have an aunt, Irene, but she's more like my sister. She lives in Ohio, and I miss her dearly. And if you guys would think of her, my Uncle Johnny has Alzheimer's, and my aunt is taking care of him, and he's slowly getting worse, and it's just heartbreaking. It's a horrible, horrible disease. But my aunt was more like a big sis to me, and I would stay all night all the time over there. I think she's like 6.5 years older than I am. She was the coolest thing. She taught me all the dance moves, and um, it was just wonderful. It was wonderful. I was her flower girl in her wedding, and I just felt so honored. Ooh, hear the thunder. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's a-coming. But I had another aunt that was young. She's a little bit older. Her name is Linda, and she's deceased. Miss her. We were able to see her son Billy. Hadn't seen him, I bet, over 35 years, and he came up a couple months ago from Alabama, him and his wife, and my Aunt Irene arranged for the family to get together and have a quickie reunion with him. And it just made me miss my Aunt Linda even more. But I had a very blessed childhood, and at this time it was just myself and my brother Bart and my sister Nina, who has a YouTube channel called The Life of Nina. And my sister Renee was born there. She was a little tiny little thing when we lived on this street, or road I should say. But sometimes I think we get so busy in our lives. I know I do. Um, I love I love everybody here at church. I really, really, genuinely do. Um, but I just have a spot for children. And I just was thinking, with school starting, and you see all the buses going up and down, learning the new routes, learning which kids are going to be they're picking up, and I just think we need to be a little bit cautious with school starting. Watch out for them little ones so they don't run out in front of us. And I hear my neighbor kids over there hollering and playing. They attend here as well. But kids have just been in my heart. And I guess too, thinking about my grandchildren who will be starting a new school in a new country, they will learn Creole, but they don't have to. Their parents are missionaries, not them, and they really emphasize that there. They want the kids to be kids and to just really enjoy themselves. But I think we just sometimes need to step back, think of the kids. It's so easy to complain if something's not done just right or whatever, but um, I think we just need to think of the kids once in a while. So yeah, I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of an area. Those are our neighbors right there. Um, that's not part of the church. This huge garage is. I'm going to try and turn the camera around and see how that goes. Yeah, I love it here. I've really been blessed with my life and areas. We've moved a lot. My husband and I have moved 11 times in our marriage. And my dad moved a lot when we were young. And but my mom and dad, I feel that I had the best mom and dad that there ever was. And my dad has gone on to heaven, miss him dearly. But my mom is remarried. She married a gentleman that married my husband and I. And we've always thought the world of him. And so we're so thankful that God brought them together. I'm going to have to turn this around. I see the kids. They might see me and start coming. Well, I know this wasn't much, but I just wanted to drop in. I haven't been on for a while. And this channel is going to, it's just simple. It's about my life. And I'd like to read some books to my grandkids. And so that while they're there, they can listen. And if you have children, grandchildren need to listen. But right now, things are just really busy right now in my life. And as I'm sure all of you understand, and I'm still learning this, like I don't even know where to look at on this phone. When I see myself, it looks like I'm looking off in the corner, but I'm actually looking straight head on. But just thank you for coming along for this little chit chat. You can hear the birds are whistling, and I just felt the first little drop. So I'm going to be heading in before I get caught. I live in a hollow. I've always been raised to call it a holler, but in Pennsylvania they call it a hollow. And boy, when we get rain, we get slammed. And it doesn't usually last too long, but I sure don't want to be caught out in it when it comes. So I hope that you have a wonderful week, and just keep the little ones in mind. Make it special for them. These are special days for them. They have to grow up so quick. Um, just make their first day of school special, the first week of school extra special as well. And I will see you the next time. Thank you. Come back and see me sometime. Well, I'm back. I just thought I'd come on my porch, and I was going to turn the phone around so you could see a little bit of the area that I live in Pennsylvania. There's the side of the church. I have to tilt you up so you can see everything. Isn't this side of the sky is beautiful, but behind it it's getting dark and it's been thundering. It's just absolutely gorgeous here. There goes thunder again. I'm looking so forward to getting to see my daughter and family in Haiti. And I've got pictures of where they're going to be living, and it's in a really beautiful area. And the grandkids have room to play and run in the yard. They have banana trees, and it's going to be good for them. And if they have to move somewhere, it'll be good for them, a good experience for them. But have a wonderful week. God bless you.